this far. I'm gonna take a peek.
Have a behemoth.
No. It's not. Battle technique? No. Is it a boss? Mini-boss? Micro-boss? Mid-boss? Yeah! Bossling?
Bossling!
Bosslet?
Bosslet.
Boss lethal? Boss Nova?
Yeah, that comes later.
He's about to hurt us. Well, so far he's kind of holding up on me. Not that I'm especially looking forward to it. Okay. That was underwhelming. Although I only got 4 stars, so I shouldn't have talked. So I'm going to take a moment to look at the data log, because there's still a lot of stuff we haven't gone over yet. So the 13 days, Day 13, Exile, that's talking about the Purge when it first happened. Proposal, Snow proposed to Sarah under the brightly exploding fireworks, giving her renewed hope for the future. Sarah didn't know what her focus was, and had yet to tell Lightning about her Lassie curse, but with Snow at her side, there was no obstacle they couldn't overcome. Hand in hand, they watched the spectacle of lights illuminate the night sky. In Bodom, there's a legend. If you wish on the fireworks, your dreams will come true. The Bodom vestige was a minor local landmark paid little regard. That changed on this night when Psychom discovered the relic's long-sealed entrance had somehow been opened. A reconnaissance team was set inside, reporting the discovery of a pulse fallacy before communication links suddenly went silent. Deeming it probable that the soldiers had been made Lassie, the Sanctum then resealed the door to the vestige, trapping the team inside. The following day brought public announcement for both the discovery and plans for the Purge. It would be Lightning's birthday in 2 days. While out shopping for her present with Sarah, Snow slipped away to buy engagement necklaces. He intended to propose to Sarah the very next day. He knew her fate as a Lassie, but meant to stand by her no matter what. Meanwhile, Sarah searched for a gift that would keep Lightning safe during her dangerous work as a soldier. After giving her sister the present, Sarah planned to confess about becoming a Lassie. And then we have people.
Oh, yeah.
So I think I'm gonna leave that one for now. Events is just everything we've already seen happen. History and myth. Seath, Crystal Stasis, and Ragnarok. Seath, when a fallacy takes a human to be one of its Lassie servants, that person is given a focus to be completed. Should the Lassie fail to fulfill this focus before his or her brand advances to its final stage, that Lassie becomes a Seath, which is, we've already talked about that. Mired in eternal sorrow and regret, and robbed of all free will, Seath are damned to wander the world, unliving and undying, until their corrupted flesh can no longer move. For Seath, there is no salvation.
Lovely way to end up.
For Lassie, successful completion of a focus holds the promise of eternal life in the peaceful slumber of Crystal Stasis. Or so the legends say.
In eternity as an immobile crystal is not so very different from death. It's kind of a damned if you do, damned if you don't thing.
Yes.
The people of Cocoon consequently fear being marked as Lassie, equating the Fal'Cie's brand with a death sentence. Faced only with the choice between eternal damnation as a Seath and eternal imprisonment in Crystal, it comes as little surprise that many Lassie decry their fate.
Lightning, Snow, and the others saw a phantom vision of this beast upon their branding as Lassie. In the dream, they witnessed the creature besieging Cocoon's capital of Eden. But whether this was a glimpse of past events or a vision of things yet to come was unclear. What is clear that Ragnarok is inextricably linked to their focus. The nature of that focus and what must be done to fulfill it remains to be seen. Locales, Bodom. Bodom is where Lightning and Snow are from. Hope was visiting there with his mother, who's passed on now. And Vanilla and Fang were just kind of there, although they didn't know that the other was there, obviously. This modest city by the sea is the hometown of Lightning and Sarah, as well as Snow and the members of Nora. Known for its relaxing, resort-like atmosphere, the location is a popular destination for vacationers.
Bodom's largest tourist draw is its annual beachfront fireworks display. But this year's event was ruined by the discovery of a pulse fal'C within the nearby vestige. Don't they just ruin everything? The Sanctum quarantined the city on the day after the discovery, announcing its plan to purge Bodom's entire population, along with the hapless tourists, to Pulse.
Lake Brescia is located near Cocoon's outer rim, directly beneath the hanging edge. Once a bustling center of activity, this desolate area is home to monsters that lurk amongst the centuries-old remnants of civilization. The final wave of power released by the falling Pulse fal'C locked the waters in the lake in this solid crystal form, creating a beautiful and unsettling landscape. So I apologize if any of these are a little redundant, like you already know all this stuff, but I'm reading them anyways. It's just, when I first played this, I had a hard time following what was going on in the beginning. So I'm hoping that anybody following along will have a little better understanding of what's going on here in the beginning and be less confused, because like I said, the game throws at you a lot without explaining all of it in great detail. So we have the first Datalog on the fal'C, Anima, the first fal'C we met, the one that I talked quite a bit about. This fal'C had been hibernating deep within the Bodom vestige. It branded Sarah, as well as Lightning, Snow, and the others, condemning them all to the grim fate of Pulse l'C. Although it appears Anima was brought to Cocoon in the vestige centuries ago, Sanctum authorities had no knowledge of the alien stowaway's presence. Its discovery and the resultant fear that Bodom's population may have been tainted by its magic spawned the Purge. The Sanctum fal'C are the unfathomable entities that constructed the floating shell of Cocoon in ages past, and even now watch over the world's human inhabitants. Each is assigned a specific task that supports the existence of Cocoon's grateful populace, such as the generating energy or manufacturing of food. The fal'C rarely intervene directly of governing human society, leaving that responsibility to appointed human representatives. One theory states that, including the lower hierarchy, the number of Sanctum fal'C excludes 8 million.
Exceeds 8 million.
Exceeds, not excludes. Exceeds, but that's a lot of fal'C.
And it's hinted that some of the things that you might never think about on Cocoon are actually fal'C, like doors.
Doors.
It is actually hinted quite strongly that there are doors in Cocoon that
hinted, it's outright stated.
That are fal'C.
The Guardian Corps is the branch of the Sanctum military responsible for maintaining peace and stability within Cocoon. Within their assigned jurisdictions, the soldiers of the Guardian Corps fulfill the role of police officers and protectors, working to eliminate all manner of criminal activity as well as rampaging wildlife. So I think Lightning was focused on the rampaging wildlife, probably, because that's why she's such a badass. I don't know, or she's just Lightning. As a unit that works alongside the general population, it rarely employs heavy weaponry or cruiser-class airships. However, the Corps does retain squads of highly mobile shock troops. Like Lightning.
Yeah, I'd say she qualifies as a shock troop.
And highly mobile. The Bodom Security Regiment is a section of the Guardian Corps stationed in the coastal community of Bodom. Before the events of the Purge, Lightning belonged to this unit. Public security issues rarely arose in the sleepy seaside town. And with little trouble from the local fauna, the regiment was one of the least active units of the Corps. During long spans of downtime, BSR troops were often sent in aid in exterminating dangerous wildlife in frontier regions. So since they had nothing else to do, they set them on the hard missions. This Chocobo chick travels in Saz's hair. Though it's been with Saz for a short while, it has a strong bond has formed between them. The chick has no name, as voicing the true identity of the animal might trigger ripples of destiny across Cocoon and cause a hurricane in Eden. Either that, or Saz just hasn't thought of it yet. Gadot, the big guy that looks like Ryan from Xenoblade. A childhood friend of Snow, Gadot is one of the founding members of Nora. With this impressive frame, he sees himself as the group's shock trooper, raised almost like a brother to Snow in the Sanctum facility. He knows the Nora leader better than anyone. Despite his often blunt comments and rough behavior, he is devoted to Snow's ideals of compassion. Lebreau. Friends of Snow from a young age, Lebreau is one of the founding members of Nora. She runs the cafe they opened to fund Nora's operations, and her cooking is one of the best kept secrets in Bodom. With her brusque, no-nonsense manner, the young woman is treated just like one of the guys, and she would have it no other way. Maki joined the ranks of Nora out of admiration for Snow. He loves to tinker with machinery and serves as the group's mechanic.
And looks a lot like Shulk also.
A little bit. He looks like Ibby Shulk. His talent for taking junk and using it to upgrade machines has provided Nora with a secret income source. One day, Maki wants to be a reliable, heroic type like Snow, but he still has a long way to go. A junior member of Nora, Yuge is a kind-hearted young man with an insatiable interest in fashion. Although he lacks the same courage as Snow and Gato in dangerous situations, his calming influence makes him an invaluable asset to the group. And I think I'm going to read the ones for the main characters later because we've already had an introduction. Gallant Daisley is the Primarch, the human representative of the Sanctum, acting as a bridge between the foul sea of Eden and a citizen-elected council. He facilitates the government of Cocoon. Until now, he has been a conservative leader, never forcing the direction of the council and always having the best interests of the people at heart. But with the discovery of the Pulse Foul Sea in Bodum, his leadership becomes ruthless and oppressive, with the purge policy being instigated in the span of a single night. And he has such a girly veil.